Lady Gang, we have an idea and we need your help. We're thinking about doing a Lady Gang cruise. I know that sounds crazy, but like the Backstreet Boys cruises are so good. And we're thinking about like getting a couple of our podcaster friends and then doing like Botox and facials and journaling and singing lessons and dancing and bingo and all the cruise stuff, but also like a lot of lady stuff. Like, could we do an eyebrow waxing station? So I'm going to put up a link on our Instagram to take the survey if you'd be interested in cruising, just to like see if you guys are even interested. So head on over there and do that. It's also going to be in the newsletter this week. Okay, bye. Everything is better electrified, and Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse, Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the dumpster fire that is the Lady Gang podcast. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight. Holy shit.
Wow.
It has taken us 24 minutes to get our lives together. First, my internet went out. Kelty had a weird echoey vibration.
I'm on the verge of tears. I got to be straight up honest with you. I'm about to have a total cry. I can't take much more. And okay.
The Keltdown is a brewing.
How
It's about to
long have
burst.
we been doing this?
I
You
don't
guys,
know.
it's flashbacks to March 2020. Like, this is just, it's like
It is.
PTSD.
And you know what's so great is that as soon as everything was set, ready, we figured it out. I put my foot down on a clean carpet in my guest bedroom, and this went through my sock like a sticky burr situation.
Oh, no.
They're all
Just an
over
indoor burr.
in Texas. They're all over my dogs, and one just went through my toe, and I was like, of course, of course, of course.
It's on brand right now.
Well, other than all that, how is everyone?
Not great, thanks. Not great.
I thought
better.
For once I could have a bad day and be alone in that, but nope. Today's also
It's
going
a
to be a
group-
meltdown.
We're all
It's a group
struggling in our
effort.
own ways.
It's a group effort, and I the last 24 hours not great, and I really woke up this morning and I was like, no, Kelty, it's like, can you feel a brand new day? And I was like, you know what, Kelts, yesterday's, I was a fridge magnet. I was like, yesterdays are gone. Don't think about the yesterdays of your life. Live in the moment. So I got up this morning. I used my St. Jane beauty serum that they sent us.
Heaven.
It's so nice, and I treat it like liquid gold. Like, I only use it when I want to feel ultra luxurious because it's like thick or something. Anyway, so
I use mine every day, and I am not stopping.
Okay, I scrape my tongue, put on my St. Jane. I put on, look at what I'm wearing.
Not the tongue scrape. What are you wearing?
Is that a
onesie?
unitard?
Yep.
Well, that's why you're having a bad day.
This unitard makes me feel good about myself. I got it at Free People. It has a low V that you can
Oh, she
just ripped it
open,
open.
people.
yeah, it makes me feel good. It's like a spank for your body. I made a giant cup of coffee, and I'm like, okay,
Is
I'm
that
going to do
not
this.
very, very bizarre when you pee to kind of have to peel off a whole layer of your entire body?
Not for me. Not as weird as it was this past weekend when I was at a wedding where there's only outhouses, and I wore a jumper romper, and I had to be naked in the outhouse.
Were there bugs?
Of course. Have you ever pooped in an outhouse, Jack?
No, but I've pooped in many a porta potty, so I don't know
Not
which
the
one's
same.
worse.
A porta potty's like a Porsche.
I don't
Is
think
it?
I've ever gone to the bathroom in an outhouse.
I haven't been.
If
to many
you haven't
outhouses.
shit and then had to shovel some sawdust to sprinkle it on top of your shit so that it composts, you're not living.
How do they clean the?
They don't.
It
It composts. So you every time you poop or pee, you take a shovel of sawdust and you sprinkle the sawdust over it, and it they
So
never clean it out.
How are there not plants growing into that manure into the toilet?
I think there probably are plants growing. I mean, it's not growing up and scratching your bum, but it's definitely Earth is regenerating down there.
Wow, the circle of life.
That reminds me of my friend who's renovating her bathroom right now. They pulled up the bathtub, and underneath it was a snake skin. Like a snake had been living under there and shed its skin. And they were like, oh, it must have gone through the pipes. And I was like, does that mean that she was like inches away from a snake coming up through her drain, up her butthole while she was in the bathtub?
Yeah. I just saw a video of that happening, of the snake just like coming through the side. It's like, no. New fear unlocked. That is the scariest thing that could fucking happen.
It was already a fear of mine, and I always thought it was irrational.
No, it happens. I saw it on TikTok. That means it's real.
That does. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? We're going to turn this around because, it's time for...
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
I'll begin. I'll start with bad because I want to end on a high note.
Okay.
I have had the irritability of a woman on the verge of her period for about 2 straight months. So those 3 to 4 days before you start bleeding and you're like, everything is fucking annoying to me?
Yes.
I have been living that reality for 2 months. And I think it's a combination of a few things going on.
Okay.
Apparently, when you have a baby, whether you carry the baby or not, I think I talked about this before on the podcast, hormonally, things change. So I started to notice, like, my estrogen must be sky high because my boobs hurt so fucking bad all the time. Not even just before my period. And then I did go off my anti-anxiety medication. So I think that that's also part of this. And I'm just ready for it to end. But it's gotten so bad. The pinnacle peak moment was this morning. It is sweet Zach Martin's birthday today. Okay.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, and you just start with an internet complaining podcast. Do you have a dongle for my headphones?
No, it's 11:29 a.m. right now. This started at around 5 a.m. Okay. Ford has been a little bit under the weather. We had the doctor come yesterday, and she's like, it's like kind of a virus. This is just what happens. Kids, blah, 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 blah. Whole thing. I won't bore you. So there's that. He's waking up at 5 a.m., not feeling great. So we're like, let's just like hang out with him and we'll have him in the bed. It's like, it's kind of sweet to do that. But we go into the kitchen. It's 5:30, no later. And I have yet to really, really tell Zach in a meaningful way how much I love him and how I wish him a happy birthday. And all of a sudden, I see a mosquito flying around the kitchen, zooming around the kitchen, and I can't get it. And there is something about seeing a mosquito inside of my house that makes me murderous. Like if that mosquito were a person, I would have picked up a butcher's knife from my countertop and stabbed it through its face. That is how angry I get about mosquitoes because they always get me. Last night we're watching a movie on the couch and it got me on my forehead and I was like, what the where did that come from? And it was still in the house, demon this morning. And it set me into a spiral of negativity and bad moods. And it's on Zach's birthday.
Happy birthday, Zach.
I couldn't turn it around after seeing that mosquito inside the house. I truly couldn't turn it around.
Has it bit Ford yet?
No, I think Ford luckily has Zach's skin because I've seen them around him and I've like gone nuts but he doesn't get a single bite. Or if he does get bit, he has no reaction. So thank God, I think that he has Zach because I've never seen a bite on Zach's body of any kind. No kind.
Lucky.
I just want you to know that I see you and I understand that this tiny little mosquito motherfucker could throw you over the edge. Like I hear you, I see you, and it's rational to me. I'm like, yeah, you should ruin your whole day over a mosquito. Absolutely. Well, goodbye Tuesday. I fucking hate you.
Goodbye, world.
I was wondering because as you were saying, you've been in this irritable mood for 2 months. So have I. But I don't have a kid to blame it on. So I'm like, is this something that might be happening in the world with women right now? Like, I'd like to know from our lady gangers if anybody else has been stuck in this. Like, it is this like PMS-y irritation that won't go away.
Yeah, because you can recognize it when it's a normal thing before your period where you're like, oh, that cord just brushed my arm and I want to murder. And then you're like, oh,
yeah.
But that's how I'm feeling 100% of the time. So, okay, well, I'm going to turn things around.
Are you? But are you?
I am.
Try
So,
your
Kelsey,
best.
Here's my good week, and you're going to appreciate this.
Oh, wow.
I talked shit on your book that you told me was so great, and I needed to put it on my Kindle, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll read it. And for the first 60% of that book, I was like, what the f was she talking about? I don't understand. It's good, like, but, you know, it's hard for me to get through. Well, I finished it last night, and it was so good. It took
Wait, tell me the name of the book now.
Claire and the Sun.
Clara
and the Sun. I need to read it.
Clara with a K, like a Kardashian. Clara Kardashian and the Sun. It was, the end of that book was worth the whole read. And I am heartbroken, and I don't even know. I felt emotionally unhinged when I finished the book. So thank you for the recommendation. I will, in fact, be taking more. And I'm excited because you're the only person in my life who really regularly reads, and that's how I get my books from. So thank you.
First of all, I'm so thrilled because there are times where a book wrecks me, and then I don't know why. I love reading so much. I barely talk about reading. Now we have the LadyGang book club officially on Facebook that starts now. We're going to read together, and I'm going to have someone to talk about books with. But I just read, and it's my hobby. I don't want to have to create content around books.
Right. Kelsey, this means you genuinely love something.
I just love it. It's just for me. I look forward to it every day. I look at my bed, and I'm like, I can't wait to get into my bed and read. I love it so much, and it makes me so happy because when you were like, this book is trash, I was like, is there something wrong with me and the other 7 million people that have read this book and the people that optioned it to make it a movie? But I was like, because sometimes I read a shitty book. I love, I go back to Tracy and the Stacks, and when I was I love the honey bus, which was just this sweet story about this woman who makes honey with her grandpa in the old school bus in his yard. It was very stupid, but I loved it. And sometimes I read bad books, and they're just warm blankets around me. So I'm so glad. I will tell you, I am reading an incredible book right now called Seeing Ghosts. It came in my Literati, not an ad, book club book. And it is... it might be too sad for you, to be honest with you, but it's about this woman who her mom dies, and she basically sees her mom throughout her life in all these situations, and her seeing her mom see her life is narrating the story. It's just very interesting, and I just love it so much. And they're Chinese immigrants, so the dad is very stoic and not warm, and then she's experiencing her life with her mother's ghost. It's so beautiful the way that it's written. It's quite sad, but anyway, I'll see. This is why I don't make book content, because it's boring. Okay,
I know,
Jack.
for anyone who doesn't read, but should the three of us read the same book on the tour bus?
Yeah.
But
I
want you guys
to be
read,
something I'd be interested in.
I want you to read with the book club. So the book club, I'll just tell you, the book club, we're reading the Great Alone for
September.
I don't know what month it is. It's August. We're reading the Great Alone for August.
Okay.
And it's a wonderful book about this girl. Her dad was a prisoner of war, and he comes back from war, and he's they keep starting over. They keep going to new cities to start over because he's mentally ill and abusive. This is a bad sell. But anyway, they end up going, one of his friends from war leaves him his property in Alaska, and they go to Alaska to restart their lives. And they're ill prepared for the winter in Alaska, and this small community wraps themselves around, and it's a beautiful story about coming of age, and it's really great. So we're going to read that together in the Facebook group.
But that wasn't September. What's the September book that we are going to all read on tour?
Oh, we
Lady
haven't picked it
Secrets.
yet. No, Lady Secrets is the October book, obviously.
So everybody can get it. Yeah.
Everyone will have it, yeah.
Well, let's figure out a book for September.
Okay.
And we'll all read it.
Can it be the new Emily Giffen book?
Ooh, that would be cute, because then it's a little beachy read.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to take a vote. Not up to us.
It's not?
Oh, the group
aren't we in charge?
decides.
No, the group decides, babe.
It's a democracy.
As in a poll?
In a poll, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know if I like this.
I'm going next because mine has to do also with stress. My bad week. I have also felt like garbage, hot garbage for the last 2 months. And like I said before, I was like, it's because I went so nuts in Italy, ate all the gluten, my body's inflamed, like everything's bad. And I was like, I got to get it back on track. Like, and Becca, the last time I saw you in person, you were like, are you pregnant? Because your boobs are big. My boobs have also been very sore. I literally period tracked I'm 40. I was period tracking. I was like, am I pregnant? Oh my God, this is insane. I'm not. And I've also felt like on the verge of, and I had an appointment with my psychiatrist yesterday who is fucking leaving the business after 8 years of being my trust human, emotional support human. She will not be renewing. She gave me a 3-month renewal of my Prozac, and then I'm on my fucking own. So I have to find someone new. But anyway, here's what I noticed. I changed pharmacies, and I take 40 milligrams of Prozac a day, and it usually comes in these little white pills, and I take 2 of them, and it's 2 20s, right? Well, then I switched pharmacies, and they gave me a new bottle with a new pill, and I skimmed the fucking Prozac. I've been taking half of my... Oh, no. I thought they put it all in one pill, so I've just been taking 1. I was supposed to be taking 2 of this too. So for the last 2 months, I've literally been on the lowest amount of antidepressant that I've ever been on since I was like 18 years old. No wonder I feel like it's trash.
I was just gonna say, at least you have a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
When did you figure it out? When have you been back on the...
2 days ago. It's going to take at least 2 weeks to like get in my system. But I mean, I feel better knowing there was a reason. I feel worse knowing that Dr. Janazian is no longer accepting my insurance.
Janazian?
Janazian?
Should you say their name on here?
Sure. I mean, I just, Dr. J, live your life. Okay, here's my good week. My good week is this. I was recently in Canada for a wedding. It was so fun. My best friend Katie got married. It was so lovely. We love our husband. I'm sitting around the campfire, and the guy that did the ceremony is this Métis man, and he's so lovely, and he's got this like fucking cloak full of like pins, and he's just like he like took me at 2 a.m. and walked me down the street to show me the Northern Lights, and he was like, come see the lights, like you'll never see them as bright, there's no, like, he was like God on earth. It was amazing. Wow. Anyway, so we're talking, and he was like I was talking about something, and he used the word ginch. He was like, oh, yeah, I could just go swim in my ginch. And do you remember how I said that people in Canada call underwear ginch? And then someone said, Kelty's an idiot. No one says ginch. People say ginch.
I don't remember
ginch
this
real.
conversation
I don't think you've
happening.
ever said this. And Jack doesn't remember either, so...
It definitely happened.
That sounds like a word you shouldn't be saying. Like, it sounds...
I thought you were trying to say minch.
You say gaunch or ginch is the way...
Gaunch was maybe...
Gaunch.
No,
it happened on the podcast, and then girls were coming and saying, Kelty keeps saying, like, we're idiots in Canada and all these words that aren't real. I think someone said this to you, Becca. And they were like, Canadians don't use these words. Canadians use it. It's called ginch. Your underwear is ginch. Justice for ginch. I'm done.
Wow, there is a website called Ginch Gaunch, and they're just really interesting patterns.
A ginch and a gaunch is like a tighty whitey. Like, that's the kind of, it's not a boxer short. It's a ginch.
I have a question. Why did this man why was he saying the word underwear to you?
It was because we were thinking about going swimming in the river, and he was like, oh, I don't have a swimsuit. And then he was like, I guess I could just go in my ginch. I love him. I love him so much.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Like, I'm going swimming in the fucking river. And then what? I'm going to change out of my swimsuit in the outhouse? No, thank you.
Wait, so did you see the Northern Lights?
We saw, of course me. We went, it was I've seen amazing Northern Lights growing up where I did, and I really wanted Chris to see them. He was so excited. We walked out. It was like lighter, and they were kind of dancing, but it was not, it was like 20% Northern Lights.
Yeah.
And then they went back at like 4 a.m, and took pictures, and it was amazing, but I was already asleep.
I have a question. This is a dumb question. What exactly are the Northern Lights? Like,
wow. Well, Scientist Kelty is arriving.
You love space now, so I hope you know the answer.
By the way, I got so many DMs that people are like, hey, can you tell me what podcast you listen to about the James Webb Telescope? Anyway.
Dorks.
The Northern Lights are the reflection in the sky of the polar ice caps. So you know how when you are sitting at a pool and it's a sunny day and you see the sun bouncing off the pool and it can kind of sometimes make designs on the furniture or whatever. Like
Yeah.
It's essentially that, but Earth.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
It's beautiful. It really is special.
Is it pretty? It doesn't. I always
beautiful.
assumed it was like stars.
No. It
Some
looks
gases.
like when you make pasta and there's like steam coming off your pasta. It's like that, but it's bright green and pinks and purples in the sky. It's beautiful. You could Google it, but anyway, continue, Jack.
Okay, so my good week is we've recently been taking over the LadyGang Instagram. Like each of us has a day. We'll kind of like, document what we're doing through the day to give a little bit of insight to, our personal lives. So I was doing my takeover for the day, and at the end of the day, Jared and I went to dinner at our favorite sushi spot called Hama in Venice. It's the best. It's so delicious. And as we're sitting there, there was a LadyGanger that was sitting next to us, and her boyfriend like bought us some beers. It was really sweet. She was amazing. We started talking, and then I was like, oh my God, like, let's take a picture. I'll post it on the LadyGang's Instagram that I ran into you. So we took a picture, and then I was like, do you want to tag yourself? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know what my Instagram handle is. I never use Instagram. And I sat there for a moment. I'm like, how amazing must this be that you use social media so infrequently that you don't even know what your Instagram handle is? And at that moment, I decided, like, this is my biggest life goal, to get to a point where I can just delete everything and be anonymous and have no social media. I'm like, this is freedom. And that girl is living in it, and I'm jealous.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get anywhere with your daily, sometimes twice daily TikTok videos.
Well, I have to get so big that I make so much money that then I can delete it. It's a vicious cycle.
You're getting, I had a reckoning the other day.
What?
I was like, this is going to be a vicious cycle forever, because let's be honest, we're never going to make the amount of money that we really, really think we're satisfied with. So I was like, I'm okay. I think I'm okay to be left behind, because if I just keep going with from Instagram to TikTok to whatever the next thing is, it's like I'm never free. So the other day when I was thinking of the Instagram algorithm going to garbage, I was like, you know what? This may be my saving grace, is Instagram becoming not important and obsolete, and then I'm free. It's not my choice, but I'm free.
It's like you're getting dumped instead of doing the dumping.
Yes, I'm in a toxic
the responsibility is gone.
I'm in a toxic relationship with a man. His name is social media, and the only way that I'm going to ever get out is if he leaves me behind. And so
That's why I'm moving on back to Twitter.
that
Twitter
seems strange.
Twitter is the happiest place. I'm
it's
so
not.
into Twitter. I mean, it's
Twitter
not the
is
happiest
like-
place.
It's like the
very
worst
toxic.
place.
Reddit.
But it's,
No.
Twitter is fun because you can
Is
just
it?
say, like I put Live Laugh LadyGang, and like everyone was like retweeting it. It was very, like, don't have to show my face. Great.
No, I find
haven't-
TikTok comments to be the new Twitter, where it's
don't-
just you can be so anonymous and talk shit and no accountability.
Yeah, just live your life. Try to ruin
Live
somebody
Laugh LadyGang.
else's.
Okay, what's
Live
your
Laugh
bad week?
LadyGang. Okay, so my bad week is my body is completely falling apart. I think I told you guys the other, like a week ago, I got an ingrown hair on my bikini line that got inflamed so bad that it turned into like a cyst sort of a thing. I go to the gynecologist to have them take care of it. She said, no, I'm not going to do this. It's too small. Put a hot compress on it. And I was like, okay, I don't think hot compresses work. So I did that, made it 10 times worse, to the point where like I could not sit down because this ingrown hair has gotten so inflamed. It's like made me a third butt cheek. So then I had to go to the dermatologist to get them to drain it. It was so fucking painful. Anyways, they gave me antibiotics. They make me so nauseous. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, I threw my back out doing absolutely nothing. And the only way that I feel better is taking a muscle relaxer. But when I take a muscle relaxer, I literally can't do anything because it makes me feel like I'm stoned. So now I'm sitting here in like the worst pain ever. I'm super fucking nauseous because I just took my antibiotics, and that's my life.
Throwing it out with nothing. Not a workout, not a hike, not a lift in a box. Just living jack life.
No,
Eating a sushi.
No, I was literally just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, my entire lower back felt like it was falling apart. Like, I feel like this is the sign of getting old.
That's a bummer.
It hurts. It hurts.
Well, I'm glad we were able to pick up everyone's moods today.
Have a great day. When we come back, Jack is going to share something so exciting with you. Jack, do you want to tease it or no? Or just a surprise? It's a surprise. Come back. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Starface. You know those cute little star-shaped pimple patches that Hailey Bieber wears? Or, you know, those little, like, star-shaped things that are always on your Instagram feed? So that is Starface's best-selling Hydro Stars. It's a 100% hydrocolloid pimple patch that helps reduce inflammation, absorb fluid, and shrink spots overnight. I am a big fan of a pimple patch. I'm a big fan of Starface because you just don't know what to do, and what you want to do when you have a breakout is to just pick at it. But here's what you do. You just put it on. You stand overnight. It's cute. It's like Instagrammable. You wake up in the morning and there's like that little white dot where it stayed all night and sucked out all the good stuff. It is really incredible. And they have so many products. So they have the Hydrostar and salicylic acid, which helps treat deeper pimples and acne. And then they have a bunch of skincare essentials. They have a great Clear's Day SPF 46. It's a great sunscreen for people that have acne skin. The Super Sulfur Magic Mask is great too. So we love this brand. You can shop the entire Starface collection at starface.world. And for a limited time, Starface is offering all the Lady Gang listeners 15% off a one-time purchase at checkout with the code LadyGang. Again, that's code LadyGang for 15% off a one-time purchase at starface.world. You can also find Starface products at Target, Walmart, CVS, Amazon in the US, as well as Boots and Superdrug in the UK. So don't worry about your sits. We got you. Woohoo! This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Shopify. We've got a new sale sound, ka-ching, which we get when we make a sale over at our Lady Gang store, which is run by Shopify. It is very fulfilling when you make something as a small business and then someone like you comes along and you're like, I want that sweatshirt. And then ka-ching, you make a sale. And you're like, cool. This is amazing. It feels so, so good. And Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big businesses. It is so easy. You guys know I'm not good at computers. And the fact that the four of us run this store, that proves how easy it is. It's easier than a MySpace page, okay? We started selling our lady boxes, and now we have, pens and notebooks and merch and books and all kinds of things. So it really is cool, and there's so many milestones to hit. Shopify is just incredible. So head on over to shopify.com/ladygang, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial to get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/ladygang right now. Shopify.com/ladygang.
Starward Whiskey is the most awarded whiskey that you've never heard of. That's right, Starward was named the most awarded distillery of the year at the 2022 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. That's a big win for a little distillery. Starward makes deliciously versatile modern whiskeys made for today's curious drinker. They are sippable and mixable, ideal for a summer spritz, or just enjoy it like the way you like it, like Zach and I like it on the rocks. And let me tell you, we tasted this and we are fans for life. Their distillery is in the heart of Melbourne, Australia, home to lovers of food, flavor, and adventure, and that's part of what makes their whiskey different. So they push the boundaries of what whiskey can be, from their unique distilling process using juicy red wine barrels to their range of whiskeys. I tried their two-fold double grain whiskey. It's seriously so tasty. Like I said, Zach and I are big fans over here. Don't take my word for it, though. Be the judge for yourself. Give Starward's award-winning whiskeys a try and get $20 off your order using the code LADY. Visit starward.com. That's STARWARD.com. Get $20 off your order shipped straight to your door using the code LADY. Starward.com, code LADY. Sip Starward responsibly. Cheers.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
Welcome back. Today is a very special episode of Lady Gang.
Yes.
As you know, as if you haven't heard it before, our new book, Lady Secrets, is out September 20th. It's available for pre-order now, wherever you get your books. We really need you to pre-order it. And this is a very interesting thing. So we asked the community to share their secrets as part of this book. And I believe that there has been some mismessaging that it's just a collection of strangers' secrets. It's not. It's our blood. It's our sweat. It's our goddamn crimes. We wrote the essays. There's over 30 essays from us together, collectively, and they are In my opinion, Act Like a Lady was like a starter set of essays. This is the fucking meat, okay? We have crimes. We have celebrities we hate. We have fraud. We have pooping. We have infidelity. No, we have... Well, I mean, I went on The
With
Bachelor.
us?
Yeah, like infertility, baby. Like, I mean... Josh Duhamel. Like, there's just a lot here in this book. So Lady Secrets is available. And we thought there's no better way and no better thing that we could do than give you a sneak peek of the book to entice you to pre-order, but also just to share with you like the vibe of the book. So we've each chosen an audio chapter, and we're going to kind of do a podcast / audio chapter moment here. And then we're going to discuss the chapter with the author. And Jack's chapter involves some of our favorite humans.
So this chapter, and the reason why I wanted to share it with everybody, all of our Lady Gang, is if you've been listening to the Lady Gang for a long time, you'll remember the inception of what this story was. We had Oliver Hudson on our podcast, and he tried to set me up with his friend Josh for a date. So this is part of that story, because who knew you can only release 10 minutes of an audio clip before release? So enjoy, and you're going to have to get the book to hear the rest. We jumped into the podcast with all of the usual questions about career and success and failure, etc. And then at some point, the conversation turned into me being soul-crushingly single and if Oliver had any friends to hook me up with. To my utter surprise, he immediately responded that he had the perfect dude for me, his good friend Josh. Josh was 12 years older than me, an entrepreneur, and was genuinely looking for love. He said that Josh's biggest downfall was that he was truly searching for a real emotional connection with a partner and wasn't into the surface level bullshit. I mean, could you die? Every woman is looking for a Josh. Oliver's enthusiasm for Josh as my soulmate was through the roof, despite knowing zero about me. But I was in. Jack and Josh forever. We tried to move on, but the conversation just kept shifting back to Josh as Kelty, Becca, and I needed to investigate my mysterious new love interest. And every single new fact I learned about him solidified that he, in fact, was my soulmate. A few examples. I jokingly told Oliver that Larry David was my dream man. Oliver's response: Josh is such a huge Larry David fan that his email is literally LarryDavid at, he didn't tell us the website.com. Because I literally watch Curb Your Enthusiasm every night to fall asleep. My future partner had to be cool with Larry David lullabies. Kelty asked if Josh would be down for drinking at 10 a.m., my favorite time to enjoy some libations. Oliver's response: not only does he love day drinking, but he makes his own wine. Double win. I was going to have a new boyfriend, and I'd also save thousands of dollars a month on drinks. Becca asked if Josh liked to travel. Oliver's response: he loves Europe. Like, who doesn't? And he just opened up a new hotel off of the Santa Barbara coast. Another money saver. Who wanted my measly Hotels.com points? Kelty asked where Josh lives. Oliver's response: in Venice, 5 minutes away from me. Now, this one was a huge deal because dating outside of your neighborhood in LA is honestly worse than dating outside of your country. At least the latter has an option of a dual passport and a sexy accent. I asked if he was into true crime because I am a true crime freak, so much so that I started my own true crime podcast. His response: not only does he like true crime, but Josh used to be super good friends with Scott Peterson and would go golfing with him all the time. What? Who the hell was actually friends with Scott Peterson? I needed to meet Josh just to interview him about his whereabouts on December 24th, 2002. This was all too good to be true. These #JoshFacts were really throwing me for a loop. Oliver then showed us a few pics of Josh. One was literally the back of his head, and the other looked like a LinkedIn thumbnail from 2002. He said Josh had Instagram, but never used it. A man off the grid. I could get down with that. We ended the podcast joking that Oliver was going to have to bring Josh on the podcast for our first date, and then we went our separate ways. Oliver quickly connected me to the elusive Josh, and other than these random factoids, I knew absolutely nothing about him beforehand. He didn't give me Josh's Instagram or last name, so I had zero ammo for stalking, which really stressed me out. I tried to Google Oliver Hudson Josh, but the only shit that came up was Oliver and Josh Duhamel. More on that later. Nothing gets me riled up more than going to the absolute extreme in my mind and fantasizing what a hilarious and quirky story this would be at our wedding someday. Maybe Kate would be my bridesmaid? And if you're rolling your eyes thinking I'm a desperate loser, you're a liar because we all do this with every Bumble match we get. So, Josh and I started texting. He was funny and charming and had great banter. Check, check, and check, please. We finally decided on a day for our date, and Josh suggested a Saturday brunch. Excuse me? Are you my soulmate? Because I f***ing love brunch. And it was in that moment that I truly realized that my bar is on the actual ground, and I should really think about raising my standards one day. But whatevs, not today. Stoked on the brunch. And more important, I was excited to use my evil genius mind to craft the perfect outfit that would show the right amount of skin to be sexual, but would also leave enough to the imagination. Trust me, it's an art. I finally decided on a balloon sleeve, plunging V-neck crop top, and a pair of those slinky bell-bottom pants that make any butt look like a ripe-ass peach. You know the pants. But if you don't, Google Novella Royale Janice bells and thank me later. Josh suggested we ride our bikes to brunch, which was adorable, but I was also secretly worried about getting a BUI. You know, biking under the influence, which, by the way, holds as much weight as a DUI. If you read our last book, you know I cannot go on a date sober. 3 brunchy mimosa minimum, please. But I gave into biking as our form of transportation because my butt looked real good in those pants, and I couldn't miss out on an opportunity for my booty to be bouncing around if we hit a speed bump. So Josh met me at my tiny, dilapidated apartment in Venice, which cost more than a mansion in Idaho, and we made our way out into the world. I'm going to fast forward through the brunch portion of the day because most of it has fizzled from my memory. There's only so much space in there, and I need room for 90 Day Fiancé conspiracy theories. Basically, he was a total gentleman, we had good conversation, and he paid for brunch. Definitely not the love at first sight, I want to jump your bones connection I was hoping for, but oh well. Sometimes love has to blossom, or whatever. I will, however, slam the pause button on the moment that Josh told me he was going to text his other friend Josh to come meet us. It is not, under any circumstances, a good sign when the dude you're on a first date with wants to invite one of his friends to join. It usually means he's not into you, but is too nice to break the news, and is ready to turn the opportunity of a romantic moment into a bro hang. Fantastic. Josh did preface the invite by telling me his friend was having some girl troubles and needed a good dose of friendship. So the empath in me felt for the dude and accepted the third wheel. And to be honest, I wasn't that bummed because mine and Josh's connection was meh at best. Guess I was one of the bros now. Pass the beer bong. But 2 Joshes? That's a lot. And I was kind of drunk already. How would I tell them apart? I was going to need a nickname in my head to decipher one from the other after all of these mimosas. Josh 2.0, Josh the second, Sad Boy Josh. Turns out, I wouldn't need any special mnemonic devices to tell them apart because Josh's friend was Josh f***ing Duhamel. Yeah, you heard that right. And if you're wondering, yes, that is a celebrity I recognize and care about. Mostly because he's 6'4" and a total hottie, but also because I was obsessed with Win a Date with Tad Hamilton for some unknown bizarre reason when I was younger. So anyway, Josh Duhamel was now officially a third wheel on my brunch date. He even brought his own bike, so he was committed to the hang. The three of us spent the rest of the afternoon gallivanting around Venice with the wind in our hair and my butt bouncing on my seat. God, I was so glad I wore those pants. Josh 2.0 vented to us about his girl problems. We gave him advice and bought him drinks like any good besties would do. My chilled out energy and general apathy in life really worked in my favor that day because I was absolutely slaying it on this 2-on-1. Who do you think I'll give my rose to at the end of the night? I was cracking jokes, offering up an objective girl perspective, and being an overall general delight. I think. Again, I was pretty drunk, so who knows? But of course, secretly in the back of my brain, I was scheming how to really flip the script and convince Josh number 2 that Jack Vanek was the perfect rebound for him.
Everything is better electrified, and Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Their turbocharged engines have quiet, rapid acceleration, and you can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump and in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Or you can be like me and get the Kona, which is 100% electric, and I love my little Kona so much. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Summer is in full swing. Temperatures are rising, but lucky for you, Brooklinen is here to keep you cool, living in comfort at home and on the go with their best-selling bedding, loungewear, towels, and more. So they work directly with suppliers. They cut out the luxury markups and pass those savings back to you. That's right. Make your entire bed feel like the cool side of the pillow with Brooklinen's signature crisp, breathable, classic Percale sheets, and replace your heavy winter bedding with their lightweight comforters for ultimate breezy, light as a cloud feel. Beyond the home, they have effortlessly cool loungewear collection. It includes classic tees, shorts, and more that will keep you comfortable throughout summer heat waves, thanks to the ultra soft, breathable jersey and cotton fabrics. If you're not sure where to start, you can shop with ease thanks to Brooklinen's online quiz. And make sure you check out over 100,000 5-star reviews on their website from people around the world. And for a limited time, Brooklinen is offering free pillowcases with purchase. If you miss out, you can use promo code LADY20 anytime for $20 off plus free shipping on your order of $100 or more at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, promo code LADY20. Head to brooklinen.com for your free pillowcases today.
This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Coors Light. Coors has been on a long mission to protect the environment. By the way, the whole entire reason that the world recycles aluminum cans is because in the 1950s, Coors introduced cash for cans, kicking off aluminum recycling in America. They are now taking it one step further, and I love this. They're removing the plastic rings for a new sustainable cardboard wrap for your little six-pack. I love this so much. You know, I know we all care about the environment and the world, so the next time you're like, I want to get some beer for my party or my summer or whatever's going on, grab Coors, because this is a good company, guys. This is a really good company. Reach for the beer that is made to chill and made for a more sustainable future. You can get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/lady. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Hey guys, it's Kelty, and we want to thank you so much for checking out our Hyundai Vodcast from Tampa. We had so much fun. So many of you have watched us. It's living right now on our Instagram page. It's completely free to watch. It comes in 3 parts. It's super, super cute, and especially the live Good Week, Bad Week with photos and visuals. It's meant for you. So I hope you guys go check it out. I'm very, very excited.
You're listening to the Lady Gang.
Okay, so first of all, bravo, Jack. I love it. You did a great job reading it. It sounds so good. At what point did you feel like the whole thing was going to turn into like a giant orgy? Like, did you think there was ever a time where you were like, and I'm in a throuple with these two Joshes, or did that never cross your mind?
Seems like a stretch.
Orgy's a stretch.
No, it wasn't an orgy because, like I said in the chapter, like there was a point in the day, and it was around the point when he was like, "I'm going to invite my friend to come meet us." That we were both friend zoning each other. The vibes were not there. I wasn't really like super attracted to him, but it was one of those things that I'm like, you know, maybe if he asked me out on a second date, like love can grow, whatever. I don't know. But when he invited Josh Duhamel on the date, I was like, maybe this is my chance. Like, this is the time where I can do the Bachelorette and swap from one to the other and then give my rose to Josh Duhamel. Like that. And I was also in a point of my life that I was a little bit delusional and I was really desperate. So my common sense wasn't exactly working the way that you would think it was.
I don't think it would have been delusional for you to think Josh Duhamel would be into you.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Oh,
not at all.
thank you. I don't know.
Not at all. Was Josh Duhamel, well, I know the answer, but I would like you to explain to everyone, like, Josh Duhamel IRL. Like, what is the hotness? Like, he's so beautiful in real life.
He's so hot. He's so tall. He's so handsome.
So tall. He's like 6'3".
I think he's taller than 6'3". He's a
big man.
So nice. Like, he's just such a nice guy. You're like, how? And like I said, he was going through some like girl problems at the time. I'm like, how can you be heartbroken right now? I'm like, you're like the hottest, most eligible bachelor.
Nice guys finish last.
Nice guys finish last. I don't know.
No, I think that first of all, his acting career is nothing to laugh at. It's nothing to make fun of. It's actually very, very impressive. He's consistently worked for like years and years and years. However, I don't think that he has broken that level. He hasn't broken into the very top because he's too nice.
Yeah.
He has no edge.
He's
not
be
a sociopath.
Right. He's not crazy enough.
No, he's not crazy enough. He's just way too kind.
Yeah. Actually, my story is perfect to follow. I have a little bit of a Josh Duhamel story. I was thinking about you sharing this chapter. And I think you can watch this on the internet. I was working for Entertainment Tonight at the time, and I had done like it was like a triplet day where I was invited to interview Josh, and this was right after his divorce. Like, it was pretty new. But I was also invited to interview him at an event, and I think it was for like Earth or Animals or something, a charity that he was a part of. And then I was also invited to like kind of present him with his award at the charity event. So it was like a twofer, right? I was going to the gala, I was presenting the award to him, and then we were doing an interview after. This happens a lot. So we were on the red carpet together, and they were like, "Oh, great, Kelty and Josh, take a picture. This exists. You can go look at it." And we're standing beside each other. And, you know, when you take a picture with someone on the red carpet, you know, you're kind of snuggling in. And I literally could feel his conscience because, you know, normally like someone would put their arm around you or like stand close to you or whatever. I could feel his conscience being like, I'm so nervous that they're going to take this picture and run with it like, I mean, I probably made this all up in my head, but like that we were a couple. You know what I mean?
God.
I definitely made this all up in my head. But I was like, because I could feel him kind of inching away from me. Like he didn't want to look like he was having too much fun on this red carpet. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like we were just, it was professional, you know? So I thought that was very sweet because I definitely felt that energy because it was like we were like hugging and then we're like, oh, wait, no, don't want that picture out there. Maybe he was just like, this dress is hideous. I don't know. But anyway, it was the interview, which I interviewed him. And I wasn't like digging about his divorce or anything. And I was just asking him like pretty simple questions. And he started crying in the interview. He was very emotional. He got up out of the interview. He took a few minutes. Like I was like, we can stop, you know? And then he came back and he wanted so badly, it felt like to me. And again, this was a long time ago, so I don't remember it perfectly clearly, but I think he really wanted everyone to know how good of a mom that Fergie was. And he was like very emotional about like, I love her and she's an amazing mother and like, I love her. And even though they had broken up, like he was like, it was at the time, I think she was kind of getting a bad rap of like being the bad guy in the marriage. And he was like so passionate about telling the truth about that they were good and that she was an amazing mother. And I just thought he's just too nice. So
he's too nice.
He's too nice.
He's married now, right?
Is he?
I think he got married or engaged.
We'll follow it up. Anyway,
well,
on that note,
I wanted to talk about really quick because I had to listen to this episode of the Oliver Hudson podcast so I could like get my notes right because I was kind of Because when he was going and talking about Josh, because the entire episode was basically him selling this random guy to me that I did not know. And so I was making all the points where, like, I was a true crime freak and he played golf with Scott Peterson and I loved Larry David and he loved Larry David and he, like, owned a winery and I love wine. Like, all of the reasons why we were, like, soulmates. But you guys, listening to us podcast from years and years ago is so funny. Anytime we were with a guy, like a straight man,
forget about
so
it.
giddy. We were just like little, like giggling schoolgirls. It was so fucking funny.
I
loved
remember
it.
that. We haven't actually had that energy. Well, have we had any like straight, handsome men lately?
Not for a long time.
Not for years, it feels
Well,
like.
actually,
I
we
haven't
had,
had a man for a long time.
we had Chris Knight, so don't count that out.
Okay, well, he doesn't count. But yeah, you know, I don't know.
Are we due for one? Like, should we
like
put
I
the
kind of
feelers
want to
out
ask,
here?
yeah, Matt Nathanson to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well, yeah, for sure.
Of
But like
course.
that's for you. But I guess we got
What's
giddy
somebody
with him.
that, like, we can all get our rocks off on? You know?
Get our rocks off on. They're definitely not coming now.
pervy way to put it.
I don't have any celebrity crushes other than Matt Nathanson. I'm such a loser. Okay, Jack, can you remind everyone where they can get the book and if they want more of your chapters?
Yes, you can pre-order our book on theladygang.com/books. And when you do, you get one of Kelty's chapters right away about George Clooney and if he hates her or not. And what's the pre-order?
You get
incentive?
$20 to our store.
And you get $20 to
Wow.
LadyGang.com.
Thanks for coming. We will
See you
next Tuesday. Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.